Let's go. Let's go, man. Hunt the ball. Let's go, family on three. 1, 2, 3, family.
Hello, football family. Welcome into Huddle It Up Films. Alec, we made it to the end, man. Week 18, the last week of the regular season. Alec on the gear, 134 and 103. Quite a job, man. Give it up for yourself. I'll give it up to Alec. I can't catch him. I'm still above 500. Luckily, Alec, I'm at 120 and 117. So tried over here, man. I had a good month, and this week for me, it's all about just kind of making that number look better and not going under 500. I want to have a really good week and coast in with a good feeling this offseason. How about yourself, man?
Hey, man, I'm trying to have one good week, one final good week. It's tough. I think this is a really difficult slate. You got a lot of teams who may or may not be playing all their people. You've got and some that you don't know yet, playoff implications. It's a very interesting week. I had some trouble with it.
Me too. I don't like any games. So what you got for us, man? I'll start with the first one, I guess. It's Kansas City at Denver, and Kansas City 10-point favorites. Kind of makes sense. Seems like the right line. Kansas City missed their chance last week. Maybe they get in a position where they just smash Denver, taking the Chiefs in this one. I'm just going to trust it. I like the Denver defense. They really need to just go out and find a way to get a quarterback because they got a pretty good team. And but I think the Chiefs in this one poured on.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are a really good pick here as well. The Broncos will be strong next year, but we're talking about this year. Just going into the playoffs, I think they'll continue to be a strong team and keep their momentum going. And it's actually an interesting line because it was 10.5 when I was starting to take bets, and then it shifted to 10 during that time frame. And I think it even shifted back again. So there's definitely some fluctuation going on, but I locked it in at 10 when I had the chance. So it seems like people may be unsure as well if the Broncos should be a little bit closer here or not. The next one is Cowboys at Eagles. Both of these games, by the way, are Saturday games. The Cowboys are a 5.5-point favorite. Once again, I'm going with the Cowboys here. I broke that streak last week. I'm going back to them this week just because I think they're the better team. And even though they'll have to do it away at the Eagles' place, I'm not too worried about it. All divisional games this week, so these people are very familiar with playing in these stadiums.
Yeah, they'll like to say divisional game, but they're all divisional games. I went with the Eagles in this one, man. I think it's going to be that close. Going for close game syndrome, get 5.5 points, get the home team. Philadelphia trying to show up. A lot of players with stuff to prove on that team. I like them. I think they have a good chance of winning the game too. I just like them this week. So yeah, trying to pour it on. But you've been on the Cowboys correctly all year and got a lot of wins out of them, Alec. So yeah, the next one is Indianapolis at Jacksonville. Indianapolis 15-point favorites, biggest spread of the week, and I'm locking in the Colts here.
Pixels had something to say about that.
Yeah, and I'm locking in the Colts, man. I'm going ahead and doing it.
Jeez, the Colts.
I think they're going to pour it on, man. Jacksonville lost by 40 last week. If you think the Colts are going to win, they're going to win probably pretty handily in this game. So yeah, I'll take the Colts.
Dude, I'm taking the Jags. It's a lot of points. I can't believe it, right? The Jags are up. They got 15 points here. If they're away, they'd be even more, right? I mean, come on. I think they can keep it close, right? Right?
Your dog's trying to tell you, man. Pixel's trying to tell you.
I know. I don't know what's up there.
You know what she's saying, dude? She's saying they lost by 40 points last week, Alec. They're going to lose by 40 points again. See what I'm talking about, dog? Dog knows, man.
Let's see. Pixel, who you got? I think she's confused. I think she wants to get down, but doesn't know how to do it.
She doesn't talk, man. She doesn't talk. But she says a lot.
Do you want me to see if I can get her down? All right, another interesting one. Titans at Texans. Titans, 10.5-point favorites. They're all locked and loaded to go to the playoffs. I don't think they're playing for too much. Well, I guess actually they are. They have to, if they win, they get I think they get first overall, which is like kind of nuts. And if
a lot to play for. Yep.
Yeah. That being said, I would think the Texans are going to keep it close. I'm going with the Texans here. I just think that I don't know. I could see the way that they could keep it at 10. It's like 10.5. I could see 10. So I want the Texans to keep it close. They've been playing decent near the end of the stretch here, and we'll see what happens.
I think that half point's tricking you, man. They're going to win by more than 10. So I'm taking the Titans in this game, saying they win. They have stuff to play for. I think they win the game. 10.5 is a lot of points. It makes you nervous, but yeah, in the end, I'll just call the Titans in this game. Houston, though, man, playing really well. Just playing a little over their heads compared to where they were in the beginning of the season. So credit to the Texans for fighting through the season. So the next game, one of the rivalries in the NFL, Baltimore Ravens, -6. The Steelers coming to town. Seems like a lot of points, but I picked against the Ravens, and I picked against the Ravens last few weeks. I'm picking the Ravens, though, in this game. I think they win by 10 points. I think they beat the Steelers. Haven't beaten the Steelers. I think it means something to them. Obviously, Roethlisberger's last game, so not your regular season game. Both of them are playing for the same reasons, and it's not necessarily expecting to get in the playoffs, although they could. But it's an important game.
For sure. Both teams are trying to get winning records and a outside chance of making the playoffs. But the big thing here is that I was shocked by this line. 6 points for the Ravens? Really?
Mm-hmm.
I was really surprised. I took them too, though. I was like, maybe Vegas is trying to tell me something, because I almost picked the Steelers thinking the Ravens would win, but just they'd be close. But I was like, man, 6 points? All right. I'll go with it. So I don't know. It's weird. It's one of those things where, like, the Ravens have lost so many games in a row, all very close games. For them to blow out a team, so to speak, it'd be kind of surprising. With all that being said, though, without even looking at the line on Ravens Recap, I said the Ravens were going to win 24-17, and I was like, well, they covered there, so why would I go against that? So that was
I'm guessing 10. They owe the Steelers. The Steelers have beaten them, and even though Lamar Jackson's not playing, the team's used to Tyler Huntley at this point. Yeah. It's not a third string quarterback. So the offense, and then just look at what Pittsburgh's doing offensively with the pass game last week. Some crazy numbers with attempts and yards and all that other stuff. But I see the Ravens just tackling and being able to score enough points to, like I said, I'd say 24-14, something like that would be my guess.
Cool. So the next one is Bengals at Browns. Lock of the week coming in. Go with the Bengals here. Give me their 6 points. I understand that they're sitting people. I understand that they're like maybe even fake COVIDing some people, which is actually pretty brilliant. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Apparently that's a rumor, is that they might have put people on COVID that aren't actually sick, such that they don't get tested in the future in the playoffs, which is a great schemaz. If true, a great schemaz. But no, I just think like the Browns aren't going to have Baker, right? The Browns aren't like shooting all cylinders either. So I'll just take the points here and see if the Bengals can keep it competitive.
I'm taking the Bengals. Same reasons. I think that, you said a lot there, a lot that I agree with. They're just, they're going to cruise into the playoffs and in good shape, I think. So Green Bay going to Detroit. Green Bay only 3.5 point favorites because, it'd be smart for them to rest their roster. They already have the number 1 seed locked up. And I'm taking Detroit. I'm taking the 3.5 points at home. Not trying to overthink it. And I think it's going to be a very much running centric game, low scoring probably. And, even if Rodgers would play a series or two, I don't see them putting them at any kind of risk. So give me Detroit at home.
Yeah, I went with the Lions as well. A lot of the same reasons. The Packers are claiming they're going to treat it like any other game, but I think they're full of crap. So,
Yeah,
they literally have no reason to, and if anything happened to them, they'd look so stupid. So, going to say that my Super Bowl favorite, so to speak, the Packers, chill out for a week, get themselves an extra week of rest. Next up, we got Bears at Vikings. The Vikings are a 5.5 point favorite, and I kind of gave it away. I'm going with the Bears, though, and rationale being kind of similar. The Vikings are out of it. The Bears are out of it. The Vikings have some banged up players like Cook that they probably just shouldn't use. and let them heal up. While the Bears are trying to learn more about their young roster, so I think the Bears can keep competitive, and I like them here.
All right, so we finally got another disagreement. I'm taking Minnesota, taking them at home.
This is
Not
so on
worried.
brand,
This is kind of on brand. Yeah, but I think Chicago's packed it in, man. That's my reasoning. I think Minnesota likes Zimmer. I think they want to send them off right. They're at home. They're sleeping in their own beds. And then in Chicago, when I look at how their team's coming to town, it's like, I don't know, man. It's just like, at least they have Justin Fields. At least they have Justin Fields. So that's the best thing they have going for them. But yeah, I guess on brand, man, on brand. Speaking of brand, there's new branding going on. And I'm sad to announce that this might be the last show because I don't think they're making the playoffs. They are eliminated. That's the Washington football team. And I think I might always kind of refer to them as the Washington football team because it's not grammatically incorrect. But Wolfed, you named them Wolfed. And Wolfed is a 7-point underdog or a 7-point favorite, at the New York Giants. So if you take the Washington football team, they have to win by more than 7. I don't think they do. Taking the Giants, I just see an ugly game, close game, 7 points in a game like this. Trash meets trash. Tell them, Alec, you take the points, don't you? You taking the points?
I'm not. So I know. Normally I would do that, but I think the Giants are a certain kind of trash, man. I think they're just like exceptionally trashy at the moment, and the Washington football team's like a little bit. It's like refined trash. So I'm gonna go with the Washington football team. I could definitely see you being right though, where it's just like such a sloshy, messy game that 7 points is a lot. But yeah, let me go with the Admirals here.
Okay.
Forewarning what the rumor is of what they'll be called coming soon. All right, next up, 49ers at Rams. The Rams are a 4.5-point favorite. Kind of interesting to me. The Rams are most likely going to have to play Lance again. He looked like a rookie. Not in a bad way. Just, he kind of looked what I expected. Warmed up a little bit in the second half. I'm going to go with the 49ers to keep it close and competitive against the Rams. The Ravens kind of showed that the Rams aren't infallible, right? There's definitely ways you can get them. And I think the 49ers are well enough coached that they'll figure it out a way to keep it close as well.
Me too. I kind of thought that the 49ers style kind of matches the Ravens. They're just in a better shape with their injury situation. They have more talent than the Ravens do right now, across the board, offensive line included. So I see like and then of course they're all divisional games. So familiar opponent, all that other stuff. The Rams aren't going to do anything to surprise the 49ers. And I think the 49ers could get that run game going. They could make Matt Stafford make a couple of mistakes. So yeah. What was it? 4.5 points. I took them. I would take the money line in this game. I think they win. I think they beat the Rams in their own building. Hot take there.
I actually, this is almost my lock of the week as well.
Okay. Yeah. I like the 49ers in this game. So Tampa Bay at home, Carolina Panthers coming to town. 8-point favorites for the Bucks. And I'm going to take them. Tough week again. It's hard to call what the motivational levels are of each team. How much they want the extra seed, how much they're willing to risk it, what the scoreboard's looking like at the time, all that. I went with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, me too. It's a tough week for them. A lot of controversy around Arians at the moment with the AB allegations coming out. And obviously the Panthers aren't playing for anything. So it's just an interesting week full of prideful games, but I'll go with the Bucks again. Patriots at Dolphins. The Patriots are a 6.5-point favorite. I'm going with the Pats here to win. I think the Patriots want to show the Dolphins, divisional rival, that they still got their number, beat them at home, and I think they definitely can. It's a little bit more points than I wanted, given the home aspect and just like the way the game flow might go. But just going with the better team. And assuming the Dolphins, kind of trail off here and can't compete.
I want to see what the Patriots are going to do in the playoffs. I think they're a fascinating team. But for this game, I took the points. I took 6.5 points in Miami. I'm just expecting a close game. And again, the unpredictable nature of the week and what's happening. This is going to be around that time where teams are looking around and trying to figure out where they stand. So I just took the Dolphins. Talking about now, I said the biggest spread, I think, when I took Indianapolis. That is not true because the Buffalo Bills are 16-point favorites with the Jets coming to town. I mean, I can't make a case for the Jets other than that's a ton of points. I really think Buffalo is going to win this game. I think they're going to win it big. I'm giving the 16 points.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills here too. I mean, they've thrown some stinkers in the middle of the season where they had some big spreads and either lost or didn't win by much. But I think here, with the playoffs coming up, this is a really good like JV team to just beat up on and get your confidence up. So I could definitely see them kind of walking into a large victory, but it's a lot of points, man. It's definitely scary.
Maybe we'll get a tie like last week in Buffalo.
Oh yeah,
We had our tie. Yeah, that was only our second tie of the year, which seems kind of low. Wouldn't you think that Vegas will call it more often? I mean, I know there's half points and stuff like that, but 2 ties, man.
Yeah, it was interesting. So the next one, Seahawks at Cardinals. Cardinals are a 7-point favorite, and I went with the Cardinals. And I don't have too many reasons why, other than the classic. I think they're the better team. I feel like the Seahawks are in a weird spot right now. They could be packing it in at this point. So I think that's why I kind of just lean towards the Cardinals, but not really, feeling too strongly about it one way or the other.
Yeah, I don't feel strongly about most of these games, to be honest, man. It's a tough week, but I'm taking the Cardinals. Again, better team syndrome, yes, but also you look at the, when you're talking about morale, and you're talking about the better team, the team that's got something to play for because their season's going on, that they want to get through this game, they want to get into the playoffs as good a shape as they can, and then you just never know. Although you did call Seattle's kind of resurgence last week. That surprised me. Yeah. Seattle covered, yeah.
I sometimes forget about my calls. So
I remember.
I
remember the ones that hurt. I remember the ones that hurt. That one hurt, man. It's like you called it, man. They were struggling big time, came back. But next game, New Orleans at Atlanta. New Orleans 4.5-point favorites. This is one of the ones I feel pretty good about. I'm taking New Orleans. I think that Atlanta has been extremely lucky this year with their wins, and I think the Saints will bash them, man. I really think the Saints win by 10 points.
Yeah, one of the real big reasons I wanted to do the show with you is because I felt like we could learn from one another, kind of talking about these teams. And I think the biggest team I learned about this year was the Saints through you. So I also am going with the Saints here. Took me a while to get on their bandwagon, but eventually I became a fan, so to speak, of what they're, I guess, able to accomplish. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the team per se, but just they're putting together good games and stuff.
They're another team, and I have no horse in this race, so I don't know what the talk is down in New Orleans. But man, if like I said, with the Broncos having a good roster, just need a few pieces and a quarterback. That's another one. If they can't find a quarterback they like in the draft, they should go get a quarterback later in his career, an accomplished one, and like really try to have a serious talk with them to come there and have a good, team around them as selling points. I think that both of those teams would be well served to do that.
For sure. Last one, Chargers at Raiders. The Chargers are a 3-point favorite. This is the game where lots have been talking about the fact they could both kneel in there are scenarios where they could just kneel it out and both make the playoffs. Otherwise, one of them are going to get kicked out. I love this, right? Like, it's so cool that the they're divisional teams, because like everyone's like, well, what if they don't trust them, and then at the last second they go ahead and score, right? I'm like, but then they would have to, like, if they have that gentleman's agreement, right, and you break that, they have to see them all the time. Oh man, the storyline would be amazing. I kind of want to see it happen. I honestly just want to see them kneel it out and tie. I think it'd be hilarious. However, I'm gonna assume that doesn't happen. They actually try to play the game and the Chargers win. I know I made my my pick at the end there, but I just love the storyline of this game so much. I think it's hilarious.
I really hope they. I don't know why. I hope they don't kneel and play it. But I
Bro,
took the
it's
Chargers.
like the last. So it's Sunday Night Football. It's the last game of the regular season, and it would be so hilarious in this wackadoodle season if it ended
It would
in
be
that
cool.
way.
It'd be cool because it never happened before, I guess.
Right? Yeah,
But
it'd be historic. Yeah,
yeah, it
but
would be historic. Yeah. So okay, you talked me into it. Like I said, I don't expect that to happen though.
I
I
don't
think
think so
that's
either. I think the
an
Chargers are going to go ahead and
extreme
win it.
long shot though.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I don't think that's in either team's mindset. They just know they're going to have to play a game, man. My goodness. But yeah, that would be a crazy scenario. So Alec, I'm looking down. We disagreed on 5 out of the 16. So we're on. I'd say that's about an average pace, right? 1 out of every 3.
Yeah, I guess so. That's about right. Yeah, I think so.
You have 134 wins and 103 losses. Not easy for me to say, but I'm so
That's
proud
not
of
bad.
you, man. So proud of you. Yeah.
Not to continue to toot my horn, but I think I did pretty decent on Thursday nights too. So yeah, if you had those
Oh,
in,
good.
yeah, I stopped counting because it was just like, I don't know. You always counted for me, so I was like, I'll let Jason do it. But yeah, it's cool, man. I just wish my unit was bigger than $2. Feel like it was a lost opportunity, you know.
Your unit was too small. That was happening.
Yeah, I have too small of a unit. Gotta
Nice.
work on that.
Yeah,
The
got to work
offseason.
on that. So yeah, don't spend your millions of dollars at once. Don't spend all that at
I'm
once.
trying to get to $1 million from sports betting.
That would be cool, man. If we were doing the show and you made $1 million, we'd have like I got millionaires on the channel.
Bro,
Like Alec.
if that happened, then the dream would be realized of me getting a suite at M&T Bank and having like the whole Ravens flock Twitter community just like living it
Ooh.
up in one suite. I think it'd be so much fun. But
All right, I'm gonna hold
that,
you to that, man.
bro, that I need to first get $1 million sports betting, which is like no one does that. But we'll see.
You're a fool, man. The man's a fool over there. So yeah. All right. Well, Alec, been fun season. We'll be doing a wrap up show next week. Maybe giving some Super Bowl predictions or talking about some of the teams and making some picks next week. Follow up, see what our final season record was, all that good stuff. So thank you to our football family and the people that watch. Alec, say goodbye to people now.
Goodbye to the people.